But something else we have to wait for is The Boys, because The Boys has finished shooting, but we don't have an announcement about when it's coming out yet. It finished wrapping. It's all done, but some details have come out about The Boys season 4, which is crazy. We're already there. Well, first of all, they're saying this won't be the end because there's going to be more after this season. So 4 is not the done. That's not it. That's not done. But season 4, Homelander's going on trial. Because if you remember at the end of season 3, he killed a random person in the crowd who was like yelling about his son, lasered him, blew him into pieces, and everybody cheered for him. So apparently they're going to dive into him going to court. They had a whole little video came out about like support Homelander, tweet about Homelander, show him that you love him, that you support him. He's a superhero. He's your superhero. And he's going to get through this with your support. It's going to be interesting because of what I understand from the comics to this. Homelander's arc is just going to get crazier and crazier. And I can't wait to see it. I just can't. The first episode is called Department of Dirty Tricks. So we'll see what that even means. It could be fun. They're also bringing in Firecracker and Sister Sage. If you know the comics, they're getting their costumes, actually. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's coming in, joining the cast as well. And Homelander's back. Soldier Boy's back. I'm excited about it. This started in 2019. It seems like it's such a long time ago, but it's really not. And I think that putting him on trial could be fun. Putting him on trial. Sabrina, what do you think? Do you want to see Homelander on trial? Will that last long? And are you excited about the new season?
I mean, I'm excited about the new season, for sure. I hate Homelander, and I'm really upset they didn't kill him last season. Like, I really wish Soldier Boy would have killed the fuck out of him. He is a disgusting, misogynist, egotistical, narcissist fuck, and I hope he rots in hell. I hate him.
Tell us how you really feel.
I'm sorry. I can't hold it in. Like, I hate looking at his face. Like, I just hate everything about him. But that means he's doing an excellent job portraying this psychopath, sociopath, fucking raging lunatic. But I just hate him. Every time he's on screen, my skin crawls. Like, I loathe him. So I'm sure he's gonna, like, he is the star of the show. So he's not going anywhere, unfortunately. They were cooking up this whole going to be rid of this fucker. Nope, not so lucky. So I don't really care about the trial plot point, like whatever. I think it's going to be a great season because that's what they do. I'm really looking forward more to more Frenchie in my life and more Butcher in my life. Those are my two faves. And this Firecracker broad looks a lot like Maeve, which is slightly annoying to me, but she also looks like Kimmy Schmidt a little bit. I don't know. I'm not super excited about either of these two new people, but I'm the type of person who is, I get very stuck on what I know. And so, like, you bring a new person and I'm like, ugh, I'm not going to like that. And then I wind up loving it. So that's just, of course, me being stuck in my ways. I will say this, though, like, I'm assuming that these people are going to be part of the 7 because what's left of the 7? Creepy fuckwad Homelander, who I hate the most, and then the 2 other most useless superheroes, A-Train and the Deep.
And
so
yep.
They really need to
A-Train has his speed back, though.
Situation.
He has his speed back, so that might help. You never know.
He's still
but
useless,
still.
and I don't care for him. So. Just saying.
Paul, what do you think about The Boys? Are you excited about the new season, and do you think that this is going to be a good arc moving forward for Homelander?
Yeah, man, I grew up on The Boys. Like, I was reading that stuff in high school or college, one of the two. But I've been a fan for a long time, and the series has actually outshined the comics, which I thought was impossible. And Homelander is just so fascinating of a character. Yes, terrible person. I understand where you're coming from, Sabrina. I totally get it. But at the same time, I can't look away. It's like a train wreck. And you just can't look away. And Homelander is the worst, but he's the reason the boys exist in the first place. It's really a needed villain. And I'm just
is Soldier Boy the reason they exist?
I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point. But I digress. The whole thing is this whole thing with the trial is brilliant for a couple of reasons. It kind of reflects what's happening in real life with certain events, with certain people possibly going on trial. Yeah. And it's also just this idea of superheroes being accountable for their actions. And that's something we don't see a lot. And I love that the boys are really delving into that and saying, we want to show what would happen if Superman type of character was put on trial and what would happen. And I'm glad they didn't just throw that away. You know, at the end of the last episode, it was, hey, you killed a guy. And I didn't want to see them go into the next season ignoring that. And I'm glad they're not. They're making it a super big plot point. And also, isn't there a series coming out before this? Like, it's like their
Gen V.
Gen V, right. So I guess that would be good to kind of fill in that time before we finally get to the show. So that's something. But yeah, it's great. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. I mean, it's one of those shows too. I love the little Ant-Man thing that happened before. I don't know if you ever saw that, Paul, where they were joking about Paul Rudd. They were like, Paul Rudd, why didn't you kill Thanos that way? If you refer to the last season, how the guy went up and explode, and Paul Rudd's like, gross.
Oh my God.
I'm like, right? Can you imagine? It would have changed everything. But the boys went there because the boys can. It's like that whole orgy scene the last season, you know? It's like it blows my mind, but it's fun, it's great, it's shocking, and all the characters, I love the new characters that come in every season. And it just, I don't want it to stop. And when I thought it was going to stop before, I was like, please don't stop. And the fact that the showrunner's just like, no, this is not it. This is just like, we got more to come. There's more Homelander. There's more, all of this. We have to do this right. So I'm all about it. I'm excited. And I want to see him on trial. I don't think it's going to last long, though. I feel like he's going to kill somebody in that jury room.
Paul makes a really good point, though, about mimicking. I feel like they have been doing that almost since second season for sure. Like that they've been mirroring certain things in a distant way. And that if someone told you the parallel, you would be like, oh shit, that makes perfect sense. And I didn't like that second season. I was like, oh wow, this is actually quite political. You know what I mean? Like where I did not notice that at all. I was like, this is just super gory, like extra R-rated superhero shit, you know?
Yeah,
which was entertaining, but like there is quite a parallel, like and two current events that are happening at the moment when the show is coming out, which you would not expect. Like it's very smart for that reason.
Yeah, they reflect a lot of things. Like I noticed in one episode last season, they went to like it was like a Disneyland, but it was superhero theme, but everything was pride. It was Pride. And it was kind of like they're just shoving Pride down, you know, nothing wrong with Pride. It's just that they're kind of marketing off of that. They're kind of like taking advantage of it. And you could tell they were, the company of Vought is like, yeah, we totally support LGBTQ. They want money. That's all they care about.
To the extreme, yes.
Yeah.
It's just, you can see those parallels.
Completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. You're right. They're kind of like bringing life into this too, and like kind of just mirroring it and having fun with it too, and not holding back. That's the biggest thing. I never want them to hold back because it just makes for a better show. And some shows do, and they just, we don't get there. This deserves to go there.